Coach, when you took over this program a year ago, they finished last in the Big 12 in total defense. Now, just a couple weeks ago, finished #1 in total defense. When you, again, took over this program, those expectations that you had in place, where do they compare to how this team is going into this matchup this week?
Well, I think it's in so many ways you would say you accomplished so much, and the end-all be-all in all this is to play championship football in December, and that's where we find ourselves as we kind of put the bow here on 2019. But no, certainly progress was being made. You know, any conversation we would have had back in spring is a little bit different than it is now. You know, so there's results that you know, obviously we're pleased with. There's times obviously we didn't get those results, and in those moments then they were learning experiences. But in the end, to find ourselves here and have another opportunity to compete is certainly why we did all those things through the course of the 2019 season.
So first time for you in the college football playoff, LSU top offense in the country with Oklahoma right behind it. What's it like for you preparing, game planning on the stage for the best offense in the country? Well,
just a tremendous challenge, and then you know I would describe it as they have one of everything. You know, from a quarterback to a running back to a receiver, and when I say one of everything, in some positions they certainly have multiple, and so when they line up their best 11, there's really no way to circle deficient player or position. So again, major challenge that way. At this stage in the season, you're going to play an elite opponent. It's going to take your best work to have an opportunity to win the football game. And so preparation has been good, but we're also not naive to suggest that you know, what we've done up until this point is going to be just the magic answers or magic bullets to getting this thing done. We're going to have to compete. We're going to have to put ourselves in a situation that we attack adversity if and when it comes, because it will. And then we got to make sure that we understand that when plays are made, and they're ultimately going to be made, we got to make sure the Oklahoma defense is making their fair share.
In the Big 12 Championship, Coach Riley singled out Justin Broyles as one of the guys. Jalen Redmond also had a big game for you. How do you feel about where your depth is going into this one with some of those guys that have been able to get some big minutes for you
Sure.
as of late?
Well, and that's what it is. I think guys that, you know, you'd like to think game one, as you go through a 2019 season, game two is better than game one. And it's not always that same type of trajectory. But certainly I think for the individual players that you mentioned, you know, an opportunity to kind of draw from being in the moment, being on the stage, you know, making a play in those moments, obviously is the best case scenario. To have some positive feedback that way, but no, we do feel good, and then it's an opportunity for some guys that, like you mentioned, that have maybe played 1,000 snaps this year, or maybe played 100 snaps this year. But the stage is the stage, and this is why you go to Oklahoma.
And what's going to be the key against this LSU offense? Joe Burrow, best quarterback in America, Heisman winner, to slow them down even a little bit?
Well, I think what it is making sure that you know, don't lose the down before the ball is snapped. That's one. Getting lined up, making sure that from a package standpoint that we're sound, making sure that we play with extreme effort, and so that's something that, you know, you know, it's the same conversation week in and week out. And what you don't do is say, okay, well, this versus the good teams, we're going to do this. The lesser ones, where we can get away with some stuff. But we'll that's it. Is you know, a sound package that the guys can execute, which we take a lot of pride in from a coach's standpoint in doing those things, and then playing with extreme effort. And but you know, we talk about takeaways since spring, and so that's something we're going to be fighting for, that football. You know, the elimination of the explosives, and being accepting of the fact that you know, we're not the only team in America that is all of a sudden going to be the one team that didn't give them an explosive. I mean, it's they got a pretty good resume behind them. Say that's a difficult thing. So how do you respond to those situations? And so, in any event, no, we're excited for the challenge. And like I said, that's why you come to Oklahoma to play in these type of games against these type of opponents.
Coach, we appreciate your time. Best of luck.
Thank you.